Hollins looking on.
It's interesting, Tree has won all 4 taps of this series thus far.
I almost hope he loses this one to change it around. It will be Dawkins who jumps with it. Well, it's different.
Tree sprained his ankle on Sunday.
This is Cheeks and now Erving. Erving against Drew. Rollins knocked it away, reaching it. Cheeks with it. Into the lane. Rollins got it and the foul. The basket goes. A foul is called. Ed Middleton didn't call it from right next to the play. It was called from up top by Earl Strom, and a very bad Atlanta start.
The interesting thing from this vantage point, Skip, is you could definitely see Cheeks push off there, and we just didn't get the call.
So Philadelphia jumps to a 3-0 lead. Hill eludes Cheeks. Goes to the hole, throws it away. Cheeks leads the break with Erving. No foul there, and a break for Atlanta, and Eddie Johnson heads the other way. Rollins can't handle his pass. Hawks very tight here, and Philadelphia will bring it up. We have played 37 seconds of quarter number 1, game 5. Rather, game 6, if there is one, will be Friday night at the Omni at 7:35. The Hawks win tonight. Tickets on sale tomorrow at all seats outlets. Erving against Drew. Dandy pass to Hollins. Roundfield jumps in to play him and pulls down the rebound. We've played a minute. Drew, we need it from him. A good start for John.
I think it's very important that we try and get control of tempo as early as possible, because if Philly gets up and down the floor, there are going to be problems.
That'll be on Hill.
I'm sure Billy's telling him to run, and try. That's the best way to get players like Bobby Jones and Erving into this game.
Eddie came within an eyelash of stealing that. Erving, that's a great shot. He had both Drew and Rollins hanging on him, but he banged it home. 5-2 the score. 10.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Drew is hit and shoots 2. See who got him. Hollins was there. Erving was there. It's Erving, his first. A lot of pressure on John Drew tonight, no doubt about that. He's averaging only 10 and shooting only 33% in this playoff series. And the Atlanta papers today talked as if it was a foregone conclusion that he will be traded as soon as the playoffs end for Atlanta.
Here we immediately go into a full court press. We haven't seen this series.
They handle it beautifully. That makes it a 7-4 game. Drew again. He's got all 6 Atlanta points.
Philadelphia comes back hard.
They force the break even after a basket. Drew knocked that loose nicely. Cheeks wants to post up on Eddie. Deflected out of bounds by Rollins. Good Atlanta defense there. Philadelphia inbounds. 8 on the shot clock. John Drew has all 6 of Atlanta's points. Erving, no sir. But Caldwell Jones is there, and Erving can't handle his pass. Atlanta will get it back with a chance to draw the lead for the first time tonight. Boy, it'd be nice to see Drew have a good game, win or lose, because he has really struggled the last 2 years in the playoffs. Eddie, good job by Cheeks. He has to dish it off. Armand missed, drew the foul, shoots 2. Hawks go inside, and with good effect, Cheeks picks up the foul. His first second team foul. Hill 8 out of 8 in the playoffs at the foul line, an 83% foul shooter on the year.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of press we come now, Skip, after we've gotten beat so bad on that full court zone. We're so vulnerable putting Danny up on the ball there because, you know, we don't have the shot blocking back underneath their basket.
It is 8-7, Atlanta with its first lead of the night.
So we're backing off, going back to our half-court press.
Dawkins finds Caldwell Jones. Eddie Johnson knocked that loose. Dawkins over Rollins. No, sir. And Hill the Atlanta rebound. Hawks seem inclined to run here, somewhat surprisingly. Roundfield with a slam dunk follow. 10-7 the score. 8:45 left first quarter. It is a gang war in the pivot. Caldwell Jones, Rollins blocked but had to foul, and he's hurt as well. Rollins picks up his second foul, and he is really hurting here. I don't know if it's the ankle or the knee. We look at it again. Well, we can't see where he comes down. There's the foul. It looks like he may have landed on the foot of Jones. Steve Hawes will get the call for Atlanta, and Rollins heads directly for the locker room. It is the ankle, right?
It's his ankle, Skip. You know, the sorry thing about that is that we've been so fortunate throughout this series this year not to have any debilitating injuries, and to have it come down tonight, you know, where it's, I mean, climax night, where it means so much to us to have this. To have Tree not in there is going to be a serious deficit.
How long he'll be out, or in fact, if he can return at all, we won't even bother to guess. Joe O'Toole and he and Dave Apple, the team doctor who is here with the Hawks, headed to the dressing room.
You know, Hubie always says that injuries are probably one of the most important determinants on who will eventually win the championship, and you know, I think as you watch, it'll be very true.
Caldwell Jones puts them both away. Hawks play this one without Tom McMillan. Philadelphia without Doug Collins. 8.5 minutes left first quarter. Hill has it stripped by Hollins, but Atlanta's ball. It is a very physical contest, and the officials, for the most part, are letting them go. He threw it away, and Cheeks against Eddie. Eddie cut off the fast break, and there's a walk on Dawkins. Credit the speed of Eddie Johnson there. It's an easy Philadelphia basket. Instead, Atlanta regains possession.
I think you have to credit Earl Strong for making that call. A lot of officials would have let it go in the flow of the game, but he's the official that will stand up to the home team and make the uncomfortable calls.
He has the reputation of being a visiting team's official. He is never intimidated. Eddie splits them and gets the hoop inside. His first point. 12-9 Atlanta.
They're really utilizing this play a lot, trying to run Doctor off of Dawkins.
Erving surprised by the pass, but he puts it down anyway. Julius was sort of a spectator there. He was watching Dawkins. It wound up in his lap, and he popped it home anyway. Reflexes of a cat. As you watch this game, watch what's going on away from the ball inside. It is really physical, and there's a great Roundfield shot, his second hoop.
Well, you'll notice Dan is going to have to drive right tonight to get his shots. They're not going to let him drive to his left.
Hollins with a brilliant shot. He beat no less than 4 Hawks on that play. 14-13 Atlanta. 7:10 remaining in the quarter. Billy Cunningham gets a warning as Armand Hill misses and John Drew commits a foul. 4th Atlanta team foul, and that there should be no argument about that, and is not. Here's the move by Hollins. He's beaten Hill, now Roundfield, now Eddie, and now Hawes. There's the hoop. And back live, a foul on Hill going for a steal. His second, it is bonus time, and Charlie Chris will come into the game for Atlanta. Check it, it's the first foul on Hill. Charlie Chris checks in.
What a series he's had. It hasn't been?
Really has. Note in the Philadelphia paper today, and I talked to him about it, they're going to make a docudrama about his life. Some Hollywood folks are.
Is that right?
Dickering with Charlie. I told him it will obviously be a short subject, but...
Is Charlie doing the star role?
Apparently.
Terrific.
Hollins has missed 2. Hawks still by 1.
Maybe there'll be a role for his announcer friend named Skip Carey.
Should be. Eddie Johnson puts it down. Hawks battling hard here.
See it! See the ball! Hand up! Hand up!
They doubled Erving for the moment, got away with it. Dawkins got it nicely to Hollins. Off a travel. The basket doesn't count. Traveling on Hollins as Charlie Chris hung right with him. A timeout will be called here by Philadelphia with 6.5 minutes remaining in the...
Too many penetration drives. I think you'll see that cut off now, hopefully.
Charlie Chris on the attack. Atlanta hopes to build a 5-point lead. 6 on the shot clock. Roundfield, a little short. Hawes had it, couldn't control it, but gets the ball as Dawkins touched it last. Dawkins tries to check him. Here's Drew over Erving, not this time. Hawes kept it alive, good effort. Cheeks ahead to the doctor, broken up by Eddie Johnson. Boy, could he fly. Drew down Peachtree to Hawes, and he gets the hoop. Drew dished it off nicely. John having a good game. He flirted with an offensive foul there. Hollins against Eddie Johnson. They double Dawkins. Cheeks. Roundfield battling hard, pulls the rebound.
Good news for Atlanta fans. Tree just came back out on the court.
Charlie shot it long. Drew mistimed his jump, and it goes out of bounds. Drew claims that Erving pushed him, but he gets no call. Billy Cunningham with play instructions. 18-13 the score. There's no tomorrow for Atlanta. Dawkins can't shoot it. Erving over Chris. Almost walked. Now jumps. Caldwell Jones over the back of Drew, but he missed, and John pulls the next one down. 18-13 Atlanta with 4:55 in the quarter. Bobby Jones has been the hero, about to get in for Philly. Eddie to the base on the run. And a foul. That basket does not count. The foul was prior to the shot. It is the second on Cheeks. There's Tree, who has returned to the Atlanta bench. Did you find out anything about how bad it is, Tommy?
Well, Joe just took him in there and retaped his ankle, so I think with a little more support, he should be okay.
He would be out of the game at this point anyway with the 2 fouls. Eddie shoots 2 and can give Atlanta a 7-point lead. This is not exactly the way the folks here in Philadelphia had it figured. Six for Eddie Johnson. It is 20-13 Atlanta. 4:40 left, first quarter. It went off. Hollins. Atlanta will get it. Eddie Johnson made the play. And Charlie Chris brings it up the floor. 4:25 remaining in the quarter. Caldwell Jones checks Eddie. Charlie Chris.
Give Charlie a lot of credit on that shot. They were all over him.
Atlanta by 9 with 4:06 remaining in the quarter. Caldwell Jones against Hawes. What a brawl it is inside. Erving off balance, can't buy it. Here comes Eddie in the open floor. He beat Hollins. He's got Cheeks to beat. He does and gets the hoop. Atlanta has built an 11-point lead in the Spectrum with 3:40 left in the quarter.
As we talked before, each team knows each other's play so well that they're playing so diligently on defense.
The intensity is incredible. Erving. And a foul on Hawes. Now Earl Strom starts an argument with Hawes, and Roundfield has to break that up, and that's his weakness as an official. The basket is good. The foul is on Hawes.
As a player, that's a no-no to get in an argument with Earl because you never win, and he's only going to hold it against you down the road.
He had to be restrained. The official had to be restrained by a player. You don't see that every day. Erving, as he usually does when the Hawks build a lead, converts a three-point play. It's an 8-point Atlanta lead. Hawes over Bobby Jones. No, sir. There's Drew again. In and out, tough break, and Bobby the rebound. Henry Bibby is in the game, and he leads the break. Prior to the shot, a foul will be called on Charlie Crist. His first. 7 fouls on Atlanta, 3 on Philadelphia. Bibby has his first point. It's 24-17. 3:08 left. Charlie stumbled as he headed up the floor and lost it out of bounds.
That's a costly turnover, an unfortunate one, because it was just wetness on the floor.
Atlanta calls a timeout. Well, we can hardly complain about their floor conditions after the shape the Omni was in. Just write the Atlanta Hawks novelty department in care of the Omni in Atlanta. $7 a shirt. Bobby Jones drives on Hawes, can't get it. Rebound, Rollins had it. It goes out of bounds, and Atlanta will control it. They say Caldwell Jones touched the glass.
That was a good call by
Erving
Strom.
argues. Now, wait a minute. Now Earl Strom changes his mind.
Terrible. Terrible.
What a joke.
Oh. That was clearly our ball.
Julius Erving said you're wrong, and so he changed his mind. Well, I wish I'd have known it was that easy. Erving checked by Roundfield. Threw it out of bounds. Atlanta gets it back. Julius didn't have a chance to talk to Earl that time, so he gave us the ball. Charlie Crist, front court. Offensive foul on Crist, called by Eddie Middleton from 50 feet away as he knocked down Bibby. Earl Strom was standing right next to that play. So Philadelphia gets it back again. Hollins over Eddie. 7 in a row for Philadelphia.
Boy, hasn't Hollins come on strong in the last few games? He's really performed like a Sixer.
Now a delay of the game warning against Philadelphia. Yeah, their guard play has been excellent, and that's where the Hawks thought they had an edge coming in. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Crist blocked by Erving. Bibby had an open floor. Now Erving against Crist has to shoot a jumper. Thus Atlanta gets it back as Rollins pulls a rebound. Hawks by 4 with 1:45. Drew about to get back in for Atlanta. Eddie Johnson for Hawes. Was there a foul called? In this din, you can't tell. There was. I believe it's on Erving. His second. He comes out.
Roundfield's coming out, and Drew's back in, but you could see Tree is noticeably hampered by his ankle. He's limping up and down the court.
The first free throw by Hawes, perfect. Steve, a 90% foul shooter in the playoffs, looks for his 4th point. And he has it. Atlanta leads it by 6. 1:35 left, first quarter. Bobby Jones leaves it for Caldwell Jones.
I don't think I've really ever seen the 76ers pass better than they have in the last few games.
They're getting the ball inside in great shape. 1:10 left. Atlanta by 4 first quarter. Eddie goes to the hole. Let's see how they call it. On Eddie Johnson. The basket disallowed. His first foul. Philadelphia can move to within 2. We'll look at that again. It appeared to be a good call live. It appears to be a good call on the replay. 55 seconds left. There's an offensive foul against Philadelphia. Against Caldwell Jones. That's his first.
Cunningham's trying to work Mixon earlier today and see if he can get him into the flow of the game.
Bobby Jones jumps out. He's superb. Eddie banks it up and in. 10 points for Eddie Johnson. Atlanta by 6 again with 30 seconds in the quarter. They post Mix against Drew. He backs in. Great shot. You can't blame your defense for that. That's what you want him to do.
That's his favorite shot, but you know it's very hard to stop him. Once he gets up in the air, he's going to hit it usually.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. What a shot by Charlie Chris to end the first quarter. A brilliant shot by Charlie. And the Hawks are very much alive. Several Atlanta fans up here. Jerry Anderson, Eugene Poole, the Salmon family, Mike, Sandra, and Lou all up here. Hawks promotion director Lee Stepanczyk has made the trip as well.
I have a note from a Marilyn Reyna and her 2 children who are watching in and want to say hello to her friends in Philadelphia.
Charlie Chris crosses the line. Roundfield set a pick for him. McElroy has checked in for the Hawks. The Munchkin, not this time. He knocked it loose. What an effort by Chris. He winds up on the deck. Philadelphia gets it back. Dawkins took a little pop, it appeared, at Chris on that play, but you couldn't be sure. It's at the other end of the floor. Bibby against McElroy. Mix works on Drew. Bobby Jones over Rollins.
Bobby has hit that perimeter shot better than any time during his career, I would say. He has really learned to hit the outside jumper.
How did Denver always get eliminated in the playoffs if he played like this? Drew hung in the air, couldn't buy it. It'll be on Rollins. That will be his third on the back of Dawkins. And you can see there the frustration of Rollins with a bad ankle. 11:05 left. Philadelphia can move to within 2. Knocked loose by Rollins. It's on the deck. He's knocked sprawling. It's still on the deck. And finally a jump ball. It'll be Mix and Rollins. .10:57 left. See if Tree can jump at all with that bad wheel. Yes, he can. Atlanta wins the draw. .11 on the shot clock for the Hawks. It'll be on Bibby this time. Those 2 guys just... They admire one another, but you'd never know it when they play. They play so much alike. No quarter asked or given. Rollins out, Hawes in. McElroy almost knocked it loose. For Roundfield, he broke away from Bobby Jones and put it down. 32-26 Atlanta. Mix heads up the floor. He's checked, and here comes Cheeks. Over the midcourt line, but it was touched by McElroy. That makes it a legal play. Mix and Drew battle for it. Atlanta's going to get it. And the Hawks head up the floor again. For Drew, he mistimed the pass. Bobby Jones almost walked again. Bibby. Cheeks. Great move, but he's not rewarded. McElroy eludes Mix. He's got Drew with him, couldn't see it. For Hawes. He walked. Hawes was surprised by the pass. Really no one's fault there. You get in that Valley of the Giants, it gets a little rough at both ends. That'll be on Roundfield.
That was a good call. Dan was playing a little too aggressive with his hands.
His first, second Atlanta team foul. He walked, Atlanta gets it back. The physical pounding is incredible out there.
It's a playoff game, no question.
Charlie Chris checks the Atlanta bench, and Hubie Brown for play instruction. Hawks can go up by 8 with a hoop here. They have led by as many as 11. McElroy, that's offline. Dawkins a mile high for the rebound. Bibby. Bobby Jones again.
He snuck in there a few games and has gotten a couple of those easy tips and made a difference.
He is having some series. Shooting 56%, coming off the bench, averaging 17 a game. 8:45 as Drew has it blocked away, but a foul is gone on Dawkins. It is so loud here, the players can't hear. They're headed in the other direction. We'll look at it again.
Skip, I wanted to ask you something. A fan was commenting about Hubie before the game about how he didn't look like he had that glaze tonight. Did you notice maybe that he's a little more mellow tonight? Maybe it's the noise in here. He figures, well, if he yells, no one can hear him anyway. But he just seems to be a little more subdued.
He seems the same old crazy Hubie to me.
Maybe it's because I'm on the bench once again.
Yeah, that might be it.
I'm not saying that's normal. I'm just saying a little more subdued.
No, I don't think so. He is so intense, it's hard to gauge the degrees.
That's true.
Drew makes 1 out of the 2 and has 7.
Well, it is so noisy in here, it really does dim out any other noise.
Hill about to Johnson is checked back in. Bobby Jones, Mix. He's going to get another chance. He missed them both, but here's Dawkins and a foul against Atlanta on Steve Hawes. Hill gets Chris for Atlanta. Mix inbounds for Philly. Boy, this place is loud. He walked. The basket is disallowed. Mix shuffled the pivot foot.
I think he did, and you know what's interesting? Here they come with a new player every night, Alice. They're now putting pressure with Steve Mix. He didn't even play at all hardly last game, and it's just amazing how strong this team really is.
Those top 8 are awfully tough. Hill and Roundfield. Let's go, Frederick. The basket out. 35-28 the score. We look at it again. Yeah, it was in the cylinder. A good call by Ed Middleton. 7:40 left in the half. Hold on Roundfield, his second. And that is our big problem in this game. We have nobody that can play Bobby Jones. So Rollins has 3, Roundfield has 2. Erving gets Steve Mix. 7:33 remaining in the half. Dawkins, an ill-advised shot, really.
Nice pass.
Roundfield can't get it, but he gets another chance. Missed, but drew the foul. Good effort by Danny inside. Bobby Jones picks up the foul. His first.
You made a comment about Bobby Jones, which is interesting because Bobby's not a great outside pure shooter. He just sits around and moves around like a cat, gets open, finally scores those easy 2 baskets.
He's a very smart player. He's got tremendous quickness, and he can jump right out of the building. Caldwell Jones replaces him now. He has an anemic condition, does Bobby Jones, so he doesn't play those tremendous gobs of time that other players do. But there isn't a team in the league that wouldn't love to have him. Roundfield has 9, tries again. It's 36-28 Atlanta. Caldwell Jones pulls that rebound. The Hawks shooting only 72% on the series at the foul line. Philadelphia 77. Dawkins almost threw it away. Not this time.
See, if Darryl Dawkins had it in his mind to do that, he could do it almost every time down the floor, but he goes to the extravagant, and as a result, he doesn't get the job done a lot of times.
I like him a lot better shooting 20-foot jump shots as a Hawk fan. Roundfield, boy, he's having some game. 11 for Danny. He now leads the Hawks, and they lead by 8. Cheeks heads the other way with 6:25. Billy Cunningham with play instruction. They go to Dawkins again. And a foul. It'll be the third on Hawes, and they suddenly go to Dawkins low with great effect. We'll look at it again as a timeout is called here. He's just so big. He fakes right, moves left. I never did see the foul, but one was called. Timeout on the floor. 6:15 left, and your score now. Atlanta 38, Philadelphia 32. Dawkins will try to convert the three-point play here. Foul shooter in this series. (38-32) Atlanta. Hill against Bibby. Hawes against Dawkins. 2-shot opportunity. Dawkins the foul. Second foul on Chocolate Thunder.
That man was up in the air to try and block that shot.
He would probably made the shot except for the wind current that big bar caused as he swiped at the ball. So Hawes shoots 2. Steve has his 5th point. Atlanta by 7 again with 5:53 remaining.
I haven't told you that my Nautilus program is starting to pay off like that, Skip.
Terrific. 5:50 remaining, first half of play. Bibby set the pick. Roundfield fought through it. Deflected out of bounds by Hard. For Erving against Drew. Roundfield and Hill. Oh, he missed it. Tough break. Been the story of his year. Dawkins from Erving. Hill made the great move, but the basket just wouldn't drop. I bet he's had 100 of those this year. 5:05 remaining. Hawes keeps it alive. Good play for Drew. John puts it down. That's good for Drew. Having by far his best playoff game. Erving set the pick, but Cheeks didn't use it. Then Dawkins set one, and Eddie avoided that. Hawes fronts Dawkins, or tries to. Dawkins in the lane for a month. Now they call a foul. There's the third foul on Hawes, and we're in trouble up front. Hollins returns to the Philadelphia lineup, the team with Cheeks on the back line. Now Earl Strom warns Hubie Brown. And Dawkins shoots two. He has missed three in a row at the foul line.
As Stevie said, he's already provided the drink for the referee party at Fire Island this summer. He doesn't want to go any further than that. Particularly not tonight.
Dawkins with 7, 5 in the quarter. Atlanta leads by 7. 4.5 minutes remaining in our first half. Look out, Danny. That won't go. Drew battled hard, but here's Erving out of the pack. Watch him handle that ball. Down to the deck goes Roundfield. Dawkins ran over him. Eddie withdrew. Erving catches the play. Great pass and drew the basket. Great pass, Eddie Johnson. He timed it perfectly. Atlanta back to a 9-point lead. Eddie knocks one loose at the other end, and a jump ball will be the result as you watch the replay. It'll be Drew and Hollins jumping it after Eddie Johnson forced the turnover. 3:43 remaining in the half.
There's got to be some defense played if you're holding Philadelphia at 35 points at this point in the game.
Well, as anybody who knows our club knows, the Hawks didn't just fold their tents and come up here for the exercise to go 48 minutes and then divide up the playoff money. They're battling their hearts out. Hawes wins the draw as Drew controlled the tip. But it is far from over. 3.5 minutes remaining in the half. Hawes over Dawkins. It'll be the third on Dawkins. Hawes, who can't match up with him physically, is trying to outquick him, and the two men each now have been whistled for 3 fouls. It's bonus time for Atlanta. Bobby Jones gets Darryl Dawkins. And Hawes with 3 chances for 2. Steve has 6 points in the game. The Hawks can match their biggest lead of 11 if he sinks 2 of these. (46-35) our score. 8 points for Hawes. He's 6 of 6 at the line. 3:15 left. Normally, Erving makes a 3-point play when we get up by this number. And he wants 2 again. Well, he only gets 2. Every time they get in trouble, they ring his number and he responds.
But you can't, deny Atlanta some tremendous defense there. There were a lot of hustle on that play.
Absolutely. He's just a great player, and you don't stop great players all the time. Drew gets it inside from Roundfield. John with 13, that's his high in this series. His previous high was 11. We're still in the first half. Foul on who? Drew, I would surmise. Let's see. That's who it is. The third on Drew. 3 on Drew, 3 on Rollins, 3 on Hawes, 3 on Dawkins. Timeout Atlanta.
Solvers on the players that are out there. So now you're going to have to face up with it and put the guys in that he would have probably put in normally a few minutes earlier.
John Brown checks in for John Drew. Hawes, the only Hawk in the game with 3 fouls. Erving shoots 2. The Doctor, a 96% foul shooter in the series. 2 out of 2 tonight. He's missed only 1.
Like I said, it was a gamble, but so far this half, it's worked very well.
Atlanta by 9. Erving leads them with 11. Drew has 13 to lead Atlanta. 48-39 the score. Hill. He's on the deck, no whistle. Here comes Erving. Oh, a fantastic shot. He had to change it in midair because of Hawes. Eddie Johnson comes up hurting with a finger in the eye inadvertently out of all left. Earl Strom asks him if he wants a 22nd. He says no. 48-41 Atlanta. A spectacular play by Erving, who has scored their last 6 points again. Offensive foul. That's the 4th on Hawes. Bobby Jones did the job.
Jimmy doesn't have any choice now. He's got to put Sam Pelham in, and you know the policy is starting to have its problems right now. If we can just hold on for these 2 minutes, we'll be okay for the second half.
So the Hawks gambled and lost. We're in the final 2 minutes. Jones against Roundfield. Cheeks, and now Erving against Brown. They double him. Behind the back, he finds Cheeks. Knocked away, stolen by Hill. He kept it inbound. Finds Eddie, and he fumbled it away. The pass just a little low for him. He should have had it, and he's upset with himself.
Well, you know, you don't want a repeat of the Sunday night where they came back and tied us at the end of the second quarter, and in the third quarter they went crazy.
Erving again. Not this time, but Cheeks somehow got in there. Fumbled it away out of bounds. Brown and Collins forced that right for Atlanta. The Hawks trying to survive here till halftime because of their terrible foul trouble. A minute 21 remaining. Atlanta by 7.
We're going to go into our spread offense, trying to use some time here.
On the side. Erving with a block. Hollins goes all the way. Erving has turned it around all by himself. It's a 5-point game. 55 seconds left in the half. No whistle there. Eddie is not falling. Oh, they call a jump off. Now there's a play where Erving got away with some things that an ordinary player would not have.
You know, a referee's going to swallow his whistle at a time like that when the crowd is roaring and everything, and that's basically what happened.
It's been all Erving since the Hawks led by 11. And not surprisingly, he wins the draw and gets the ball. Roundfield for Atlanta. 32 seconds left. Eddie on a drive. They blocked out for a foul is called. No goaltending, though the Hawks argue for it. Erving is called for his 3rd foul. He will leave the game. The Hawks want a goaltending here. Let's see if they should have had it. They might have called a travel on Eddie. I don't think so. It looked like it was still on its way up. And Eddie Johnson will shoot 3 for 2 now. Erving has 3 fouls. Eddie has his 11th point, his first of the quarter. Boy, the tempo of this game. There'll be no dancing by any of the players after this one, win or lose. 50-43, Atlanta with 26 seconds. Nix in the game for Erving. Bobby Jones. Eddie Johnson from Cheeks, Atlanta, can play for the final shot. 8 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, knocked away. Got it back at the buzzer. Good, does it count? Yes, it counts. The basket is good. Was there a foul? There may have been a foul. Let's see. Yes, a foul on Bobby Jones as well. The basket is good. A foul on Jones at the buzzer, and suddenly Atlanta with a chance to walk off up by 10. Drew. A little too tough off the glass. Dawkins the rebound. So Philadelphia can move to within 8. Erving. Wrong with that shot. He's got 15. He and Eddie Johnson, the game's leading scorers, Atlanta by 8 points. What might decide it is who gets their 4th foul first, Erving or Drew. Roundfield to the hole. Great effort by Danny.
I was talking to Doug Collins before the game. They said they're not going to let Roundfield go left, and there he did.
Hollins, that's a great shot. He had to change it. Now, who's the foul on? Oh, and after the play, a foul called on Rollins. Let's see if we can spot it. Here's the great shot as Roundfield misses the block. And pushing off, you could see it there on Rollins. That is frustration because of the bad ankle as much as everything else, but that is his 4th foul, and now Dawkins will shoot 1. So Rollins hampered not only by foul trouble, but by injury, and the injury appears to be causing the foul. And both Atlanta centers now, 4 fouls each. Hawes gets Rollins. Boy, that could be so pivotal in this game. The replay showed Dawkins sailing across the floor, so I guess somebody got to it.
And they're going to go right at our centers, you can be sure of that.
Absolutely. There's no mercy in this game, nor should there be. Roundfield has it blocked. Roundfield rather, gets it back. That's knocked loose. Hawes with it. A desperation jumper. That won't go. And Erving the rebound. Dawkins is on the deck. 10:25 left. Great pass to Hollins. He missed the shot. Caldwell Jones kept it alive and gets the basket. Atlanta calls a quick timeout here in the 3rd quarter. They have been outscored in Russia. That's at 11:30 Anastasia tonight. That's 11:30 Eastern time on the Superstation. Atlanta by 5. Their lead has been cut in half in the first 2 minutes of this 3rd quarter. Steve Hawes helped out. He has 10. Becomes the 4th Hawk in double figures. Philadelphia has but 1. 57-50 with 9:55. Dawkins right back to the doctor. Right back to Dawkins, and he got it. Roundfield is on the deck. Dawkins has 10, and Hawes flirted with his 5th foul. They'll go to him every chance they get, as Tommy told you. Eddie had it partially blocked by Cheeks. Roundfield blocked that, and they call goaltending. He must have pinned it against the glass, where the ball was on the way up. We'll see right here. That's what the call is. Atlanta's lead is down to 3. Drew beat Erving. Oh, no whistle there either. Caldwell Jones with it. A great block for Dawkins, I guess. That counts for Erving. And now they find the foul. And Philadelphia in 3 minutes, 13 seconds has tied the game. Or has a chance to tie it. There's the good Hollins pass. There's the hoop. They call a foul on Roundfield that I didn't see.
There was so much confusion in there. That may have been just a token call. I think that I believe Julius just made a fantastic play.
So the game is tied.
Just can't forget the roller coaster nature of this game, though. Up and down. It'll be that way to the end.
Yet another timeout. It's one of those third quarters for Atlanta to this point. Timeout on the floor. 8:43 left in your score. 9%. Philadelphia has out-rebounded Atlanta 5-1. And the game is tied. Hawks have been outscored 14-4 in the period. Eddie Johnson leaves it for Hawks. Hawks by Erving, what a play. Dawkins to Cheeks. A foul on Eddie Johnson. And Philadelphia goes to the line to shoot two, and Erving is absolutely magnificent.
This is the key basket by Steve. If we could have had it, could have stopped Philadelphia's momentum. As it is, they're going strong still.
Rollins gets Hollins for Atlanta. They each have 4 fouls. Philadelphia by 1. Billy Cunningham must have given him a Newt Rockne special in the locker room again, because they have come out here like man of war. Philadelphia by 2. They lead the quarter 16-4. Hill left it short. Caldwell Jones dominates the glass. Cheeks got a Dawkins pick. Drew knocked it away and saved the basket. And they say got Atlanta the ball. Charlie Chris in. Hill out for the Hawks. A big play by Drew. Billy Cunningham exhorts his troops. Drew reached in there, got the ball, and it went off the arm of Cheeks. 7:55 left in the quarter. We got to have a hoop. Roundfield got it and a foul. That came at a nice time. Caldwell Jones the foul. Roundfield has 15. Second foul on Caldwell. So we're tied at 59, and Atlanta with a chance to reclaim the lead. That was the continuation play. The foul was as he started to the hole. Danny lifts it over the front rim, and he now leads the Hawks with 16, and Atlanta by 1.
Those are very important points for us, just to try and stop this moving train right now.
Dawkins from Drew. Lost it out of bounds, and Atlanta gets it.
I'm glad to see Dawkins shoot that kind of shot, but the problem is that we've got to get the offense, we've got to get the defensive rebound.
7:25 left third quarter. Charlie Chris left it short. Here comes Philadelphia in the open floor where they want to be. Oh, Cheeks, a great shot. He faked the pass, then went to the hole.
Just put his head down and went really hard to the hole.
Philadelphia by a point. Look at the contact away from the ball and the pivot.
They're playing inspired basketball.
Dawkins and Cheeks reached in and was called for a foul. His third. Second team foul. Philly by 1. Eddie Johnson, a great move. He beat Cheeks and Hollins. 17 for Eddie. We're on a seesaw in the spectrum now. Cheeks in a hurry again. He normally is. Atlanta by a point. Roundfield knocked that away. Philadelphia at midcourt. of stuff I do not understand. Nobody came here and paid money to see Ed Middleton.
That's for sure, Skip. And the problem is that, you know, they feel an impulse to do that because it's called control. This game is, they're doing a fine job keeping it under control. It's just a hardly fought game.
Hollins, Dawkins in the lane for a while. That's what Rollins is screaming about. He wants a 3-second call. There hasn't been one all night. We're tied at 63. Good defense by both teams. Drew in traffic. Roundfield. That's long. Hollins has him off and running. The trailer is Erving.
He's the master of that bank shot right there. If you get him on the side and that close in, he'll stick it in every time.
Atlanta cannot get a rebound, thus cannot stop the transition game of Philadelphia. And when they're in the open floor, they're as good as anybody. Drew got it. Broke away from Erving. John has 15.
A good deal of that problem can be attributed to Tree. He just doesn't have his mobility.
5:25 left in a tied third quarter. See who this is on. It's on Rollins. That's his fifth. And that was away from the ball. So now 5 on Rollins, 4 on Hawes. Hawks can't get Hawes in time, so Hollins drives. That's blocked. Dawkins with it. He fires. Philadelphia has the lead.
That's a tough foul for Tree because that's a foul of frustration when you start kind of haggling with a guy on the other end. And we need him so bad.
Well, we're not going to have him in a moment. Hawes is ready to report. Oh, tough break for Eddie. And Dawkins, the deflected rebound. Erving missed one tip. Caldwell Jones knocked out of bounds. Eddie Johnson touched the glass. He saved the basket and also got Rollins out of the game and Hawes in. Rollins hasn't left yet. It's going to be Drew who comes up. That's wrong. The wrong man checked out. Dawkins. That's good again.
He even has to call timeout to get the situation straightened out.
A wasted timeout for Atlanta. Hawes either misunderstood Hubie, or Rollins misunderstood Hawes, or Drew misunderstood Hawes, but the wrong man came out of the game for Atlanta. 2 against Philadelphia in this quarter. Hawks down by 4. They led by 10 at the break.
We need a basket badly right now.
Erving stripped it. Hawes got it back. It's deflected. Roundfield at the buzzer. That's blocked away. 24 seconds has expired. That's what it is. Philadelphia will get the ball. Oh, what a job they're doing under the basket now. Philadelphia just playing like they did, exactly like they did Sunday night in Atlanta.
They're just putting a lid on it. We can barely get a shot to the hoop.
Cheeks against Chris. They can go up by 6, 4 minutes, third quarter. Dawkins again. 3 long-range jumpers in a row for Dawkins.
And I'm sure that's not what Billy Cunningham wants him to do.
Well, he likes the way he's doing it. He has 18, 11 in the quarter. They lead by 6. Dawkins, Erving, Charlie Chris keeps us alive here. Hawks have 14 points in the quarter.
We hate to go perimeter at a time like this, but that's the only really good shot we can get up.
They go to Dawkins again. There he goes again. Not this time. Through the rebound. Eddie Johnson heads the other way. Atlanta down by 4, 71-67, 3:05 third quarter. Roundfield, Wheels, hit. Steele. Got it. Great shot by Roundfield. Somehow he made that shot, being bumped all over the place. And a timeout now is called by Philadelphia. The Hawks scream for a foul there, and I frankly don't blame them, but that will do no good. Get here. They're fighting like heck to win, both of them, and it's equally absurd for Middleton to call this one on Hubie as it was and as we said it was for him to call the one on Cunningham.
You know, that point is so well taken, Skip. These players are playing, body-to-body contact. It's incredible. These coaches are primed to teach. These officials should at least match that type of play. And, you know, they should be able to control themselves a little bit here.
When the players have to control the officials, this game is in trouble. And we're not saying that because of the one on Hubie. If you've been with us, you heard us criticize the technical on Billy Cunningham as well. Well, that Middleton's ego is intact, if anybody cares. And each team made 1 point because of a technical foul. Both times, incidentally, it appeared that the technical was called because the official blew a call. So they take it out on the coach.
I have to watch out. I have to play next year, Skip. Well, yeah, you know, I'm just trying to be objective here because these coaches are working, these players are working so hard. I just, like you said, I love to see the game played, and that's it right now.
That's right. And all he has done with the two technicals, though, as you said, the game has been well officiated for the most part. All he's done is slow it down and upset everybody. Well, it's 72-69 Philadelphia. Erving with 21 now. He missed it. A late whistle and a foul called by Middleton. Let's see what's up. He calls it on Hawes, his fifth.
That's a beautiful pass by Dawkins. You couldn't see it on the screen, but he made a beautiful play.
Looked like he did get him across the wrist. And it's bonus time, and Erving 3 for 2. 5 on Rollins, 5 on Hawes. Julius has missed 1 free throw in this series. He's 28 out of 29.
I'm still hoping to see the 76ers go perimeter sometime, and they'll shoot us back into it. But gee, they haven't done it yet.
And when they have, Dawkins has hit 3 of his last 4 from way out. It's a 5-point Philly lead. Roundfield stolen by Hollins on the deck jump off. Cheeks and Roundfield will jump it. 2:19 remaining, third quarter.
I'll tell you, Cheeks is working incredibly hard on defense.
Both teams have given all of themselves that they have to give. Charlie Chris is decked and a foul is called on Julius Erving. His fourth. That's 4 on the doctor. So he will come out, but into the game comes Bobby Jones. That is not exactly a weakness. He's a pretty good player, folks. Atlanta inbounds on the side. That was only the third Philadelphia team foul. Eddie threw it away, intended for Drew. They had him cut off on his path. Hollins! Well, they're going perimeter now, but they're red hot. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Third quarter. 76-69.
We're going to try and go to Drew here and see if we can get him on. Reverse it to the other side.
Eddie! Great shot. Eddie Johnson now has 20.
But Bobby Jones does such a tough job of covering him.
Hollins beats him back. Hawes knocked it away and out of bounds. Hill into the game. Eddie Johnson comes out. Bad news from Houston tonight. In the third, Astros 6, Braves 4. Yep. Astros 6, Braves nothing. Excuse me. That's even worse. Great pass, Dawkins. Caldwell Jones the basket. Darryl Dawkins is playing like a man possessed here. He has 11 points. He's made 2 or 3 baskets, blocked 2 or 3 shots in the quarter. Philly by 7 again. Drew beat Dawkins. Got the hoop. 17 for John. So the big three are doing it for Atlanta. Dawkins. They go to him again. He shoots the jumper. That's fine with the Hawks. Middle to Hill. Roundfield, the trailer, beats Jones. Has it knocked away. Drew drops it off. And Roundfield misses. Here they come in the open floor once more. 28 seconds left. Hollins, Roundfield. 20 seconds in the quarter. I don't know if anybody knows that in this din in Philadelphia. He'll be screaming out the time to Charlie Chris. 10 seconds. It'll be anybody's game as we go to the final 12. Chris from 19 went 20. Hill with 2 seconds for 3 points, got none. And the quarter is over. A great off-balance effort by Armand. At the end of 3, your score. Philadelphia 78, Atlanta 73. 35-20 in that quarter. And at one time during the period, with about 2 minutes remaining, Philadelphia had a 13-1 edge off the glass. We go to the final 12. As we mentioned earlier, 18,276, a sellout looking on. Is it the last 12 minutes of the year for the Hawks? We're about to see. Whistle, foul, Atlanta. That's Drew. His fourth. First Atlanta team foul. Erving is back in there with Bobby Jones, Caldwell Jones, Cheeks, and now Henry Bibby against Hill, Chris, Hawes, Drew, Roundfield. No whistle there. Drew thought he had drawn an offensive foul. Interception, Chris of a poor pass. Armand Hill. Nope. Roundfield. Nope. Roundfield again, knocked loose. Big scramble. It's on the deck. Drew. That's blocked, but a foul. Great effort expended here. Bobby Jones called for the foul. His third.
You see these guys really fighting for their lives, and you know, it's just, you can't be proud of it.
This is what it's all about. This is why pro sports beats Broadway. There's no script here, baby.
You know, you can only practice for this so much.
Oh, it could have been another foul on Hawes. A break there for Atlanta. The Hawks are 19 of 22 at the foul line. Philadelphia 16 of 21, so they're even in that department. Philadelphia by 4, now 6.
The whole thing is you cannot let Dawkins get the slam dunk now. You just can't have this crowd going like that.
Look how high he gets. 80-74. Drew, Bobby Jones in to help out. Drew goes to the hole anyway. Brilliant shot. I'm happy for him. He's played well and has 20. You'll see his hard work there, and back live we'll tell you that Cheeks is dribbling in the front court. You see Bobby Jones now beating Roundfield. Great shot.
How many times have we seen Bobby go left-handed in this series? He and Danny both go better to their opposite hand.
When you can out-quick Dan Roundfield, you're pretty fast. 82-76. Hawes knocked away, but a foul. See who got him. Bobby Jones.
What's so interesting about the last 4 moves down the floor, each of the players have gone to their basic strength. John Drew to the baseline, you know, Erving to the baseline, Jones to his left hand, and now Steve with his driving right-handed shot. And it's amazing when you get down to these pressure situations what players rely on.
Hawes now 6 of 7 at the line, has 1 more. It's 82-77. Oz has played well off the Atlanta bench with 11. 82-77 with 10-10. Bobby Jones on Hawes. Not this time. Rollins had it, but Hollins came up with it. Tree is really hurting in there. You feel sorry for him. He's playing on a wheel and a half. Hawes knocked that loose and saved it in the corner, intended for Erving. Charlie Chris hit from behind by Hollins, got it back to Roundfield. Blocked by Erving and taken away.
There was a lot of body contact there. I thought they should have been fouled.
Atlanta gets that one back. The foul will be called. Let's see who it's on. Caldwell Jones, I think. It is. His and the team's third. Hill will shoot two. That Erving, I'll tell you what. Remember, Tommy, our last game with them up here, we said we'd never seen him play like all his reputation. Well, we haven't seen anything else, anything but since. The Hawks have missed 3 free throws in this quarter, had missed only 2 in the first 3. It's 82-78, Hill with 3 points. Backcourt foul on Armand Hill. He fouled him as he inbounded the ball. You see the great play by Erving moments ago. Hill, in his eagerness to apply pressure back here live, fouled.
I thought there should have been a foul there.
Yeah, it was. He fouled him before he inbounded the ball.
You know, the 76er coaches were commenting in the paper today how they knew Erving was going to have a great season this season by the way he came in the training camp. Boy, have they predicted that well.
Tonight he has 25 points. I don't know how many blocks. Well, now they make their free throws and we do not. It's 84-78. Armand hits the jumper. That's a big hoop. His first basket of the night. He has 5 points. Drew and Eddie Johnson will come back. It's 84-80. Rollins, Hawes both in the game with 5. That's Erving. 27. He's got his average. 86-80. Oh, he is some athlete. Hollins is on the deck. Charlie Chris. Charlie with 8. It's 86-82. Erving played now by Roundfield. There he goes. See who the foul is on. Rollins is fouled out. Trying to help out on Erving. 3 fouls out of his 3rd game of 5 in this series.
Erving's going so hard to the hole that we don't have a chance to establish our normal weak side help. And he's getting his position so quickly that we have to just foul him.
Now a technical on Armand Hill. And the Hawks now do lose composure. He went back to Strom 3 times. So Erving shoots the tee. He still missed only 1 free throw in the series. The Hawks not only lose Rollins, they give Philadelphia an extra point on the technical on Hill. And now Earl Strom to the scorer's table. I don't know what that's about. And now a 2-shot opportunity for Erving again. He heads toward the 30 mark, and Philadelphia by 5. They can go up by 7.
The line shooting 2.
These next few plays for the Hawks down the floor are very critical.
He's 9 out of 9 tonight and 31 out of 32 from the line of the series. He has 7 in the quarter already, 7 of their 10 points. 89-82. Hill throws it away, intended for Roundfield. Erving throws it away. So the Hawks get a reprieve.
We've got to get a good shot here. We just have to take our time and get a good shot.
Philadelphia's defense is exceptional. Drew. Foul Erving is fifth. Drew will shoot 2 for Atlanta. Erving will come out of the game, and Dawkins, who had a brilliant third quarter, will come back in. Drew is shaken on the play. Apparently a 20-second injury timeout for Drew. Looks like he may have a bloody cut nose here.
Ready, John?
The 20 seconds has expired, and he will shoot 2 for Atlanta. He's not sure what town he's in. 7:59 remaining in the game. Drew is dazed here. The 20 seconds is up. The Hawks either have to call a timeout or something. Timeout Atlanta. Timeout on the floor. 7:59 left in the score. Philadelphia 89, Atlanta 82. Not a lack of sympathy for Drew, but if it's close late, you want those timeouts. He had to use the ones he used in the third quarter because Philadelphia showed signs of breaking it wide open again, and he had to use this one or he had Drew out of the game. John shoots 2. That's 21. And the one timeout, you're right, Tommy, because of the mix-up in who Hawes was replacing in the game.
It shows you how important little things are in basketball, how one play can have such significance on the outcome.
Hollins finds Bobby Jones. That's 8 for Bobby. 91-84, 7:35 left. It's been a gallant effort for Atlanta, but Philadelphia's played their hearts out too, just the way it should be. Foul Bobby Jones. He got over-aggressive defensively, and Bobby now, for the first time in this series, in foul trouble. That's 5 on him, and it's bonus time Atlanta. 7:25 left. For one of the few times in the series, Atlanta shoots the bonus before the Philadelphia team does. Drew is there again. He has 22, his previous high in this series, halfback.
I think, as you said, Skip, the referees have done a good job officiating this game. They've even given us the breaks in some instances.
Yeah, it's been even. It's been all you can ask for. The only thing I've complained about was the tactical on each team. The one on Hill appeared to be deserved.
That's right.
.24 for Drew.
If you know something about the Atlanta Hawks, it's going to be close to the last second.
If we got enough people left. It's on Roundfield. He tried to draw a charge, did not. That's his fourth team foul. Philadelphia inbounds on the side. Hawks have lost Rollins for the night. Hawes has 5 fouls.
Look at Dawkins and Roundfield hold each other off. I mean, it is incredible.
And Dawkins won the duel on the great pass from outside. We got nobody left to play Dawkins, really. Caldwell Jones, the excellent pass.
Dan was on the wrong side of him defensively. If he had stayed on the top side, he might have had a chance.
Look at them switch defensively. Charlie shot an air ball. They got Mix at the other end. Can they get it to him? Yeah, but he fumbled it away and saved it in the corner. Does a little Swan Lake down there. Good hustling play by Mix. 93-86. Philadelphia can go up by 9. They do. Dawkins inside again. Without Rollins, Dawkins is having a field day.
Well, you just commented how they can switch out. They can send Caldwell Jones out and switch from Darryl Dawkins inside to block shots. I mean, they have such versatility.
Oz threw it away, and Dawkins comes out of there with it. It looks very dark now for Atlanta. 95-86 with 5:55. 18,276 screaming in the Spectrum. Mix. Dawkins spiked it out of bounds, I think. He did. I don't know if he lost sight of which direction he was going. Looked like he was trying to slam dunk it, but almost dismembered Billy Cunningham on the bench. Foul Philly. Mix holds through.
There's a lot of time in this basketball game. We just can't lose our composure.
Atlanta can move back to within 7.
This is where foul shots become so critical. Can't make them down here. It's a pretty tough situation.
25 for Drew, 8 in the quarter. His playoff high in his life is 27. John has 26 now. Drew 10 of 12 at the line tonight. 95-88 Philadelphia. Hollins, great pass. Caldwell Jones gets the hoop.
You have to give credit to the passes that they're making. I've just never seen the 76ers pass so well.
I haven't either. Charlie wants to hit Roundfield. Can't. Oz wheels and deals and puts it down, keeping Atlanta alive. Steve with 13. 97-90 with 4:45. .435 left. Steve Mix, a big basket. Mix hits a 24-footer on his second hoop of the game. His first in this half. Philadelphia is clicking on all cylinders. The Hawks keep battling. That's on Mix. And a 1-and-1 for Drew. And they do this with the doctor resting on the bench.
Mix hitting that shot shows you what a veteran he really is. He hasn't played much this series, but he can still come off the bench and hit that clutch jumper.
He doesn't play scared. No matter how this works out, I'm happy for this kid that he's had a decent game. He has equaled his playoff high ever with 27 after 4 horrible games in a row. (99-91). The Hawks have missed 4 free throws in this quarter. 6 on the night. From now on, each team shoots the 1-and-1. Hollins, Dawkins. We can't stop Darryl Dawkins without 3 Rollins, and that may be our obituary. Drew, big clutch basket. John, a new playoff high of 29. (101-93), 3:25 left. Drew gambled on a steal, didn't get it. Nix. Atlanta gets one of their infrequent second half rebounds. Eddie Johnson is fouled. It'll be a 1-and-1. Caldwell Jones got him from behind. His fourth foul. Hawks shooting a mess of free throws here in the final quarter. Drew has a 12-point period working. 12 of the 28 Atlanta points in the quarter. Erving is in. Nix departs.
Billy Cunningham's got to be a little worried putting us on the line like this. I'm sure he's telling his troops, do not foul there. They just don't have to do that. They can make us take the perimeter shot.
Now Cheeks comes back in. Henry Bibia. Everybody knows Hubie Brown is a great coach. A lot of people thought Billy Cunningham was anything but until this year, but he has silenced his critics convincingly. He handles this Philadelphia club with great expertise.
You know, and they follow his instructions to a T. Even though they play the game with a little more pizzazz than say the Atlanta Hawks, they're both coached by excellent coaches.
5 missed fourth quarter free throws for Atlanta of 7 in the game, and the Hawks are down by 7 with 3:05 left. They led by 10 at halftime. They trailed by 5 after 3. Again, it's Dawkins. Charlie Chris is ahead. They get him the ball, but he threw it away. Eddie had him, but couldn't get him the ball.
Those are unfortunate lost opportunities, because Philadelphia's really given us a chance with their outside shooting.
About 4 bad passes and 5 missed free throws, or we'd be right there. Erving, Dawkins. There will be no cocktail hour tonight unless a miracle occurs. For we have no one that can contend with Darryl Dawkins inside. That's not the whole story, but that's the key. And that's not a knock at Steve Hawes. Caldwell Jones from Roundfield. We enter the 2-minute period, Philadelphia by 9. The crowd senses blood. They are on their feet in the Spectrum doing what they should do, cheering a great basketball team. Erving had it knocked loose. Cheeks gets it. Atlanta with a rebound, and Eddie Johnson heads the other way. 1:35 left. Charlie Chris. Chris with 10. Atlanta down 7. 90 seconds left. They chant, "We want Boston here." They would open in Boston Friday night. 1:15.
This is the saddest moment for any basketball player. You're out there trying so hard and realize that it's over with.
Dawkins a new playoff high of 28 points. And Atlanta uses its last time on the players and the coach and the way they have performed for you, but we appreciate your continued support very, very much. Well, it's on to the Atlanta Braves. Have to get them straightened out, but I haven't done too well with the Atlanta Hawks. Braves, by the way, losing 6-1 at this juncture in their ball game in the 7th inning down in the Astrodome. They open at home on Thursday night.